Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm here with my brain-bending wife, Laura.
And I'm here with my mastermind husband, Nathan.
And we're here to look at 3 intellectual games today.
Yes, we're doing something a bit different. None of these games seemed like they really needed like a whole video to themselves. No. So we thought we'd kind of put them all in. They sort of all
require
mindful games, I guess.
Yeah. So there is 1 classic game here and 2 not so classic games.
Well, which shall we start with? So we're just going to give you a bit of a look at each of them and kind of explain them.
Let's do the power game. So this is probably a pretty unknown game to most people.
Mm-hmm.
I picked it up because I thought it looked interesting. We played it and it wasn't that interesting, personally.
No, not our kind of choice, I guess.
So let's just zoom in here a little bit so we can see.
So as always, we'll have a link to the instructions down below there. But that's it. It's just that one-sided little sheet. Yep.
And then we have the game board.
If you can call it that, yep. So that obviously comes out of the box and gets stuck on the cardboard.
So the main aim of the game, which I'm not sure if the camera's going to really pick it up.
Maybe I'll just pick up and kind of show.
Is to turn the other player's master gear the way the arrow is pointing.
Yes, like around that way, for example.
So if it's pointing clockwise, you need to turn their gear
clockwise. Yeah.
And it plays a little like drafts or chess in terms of its move style.
Sort of. So you would start, for example, moving, like, say, one piece out there, and then the other player will go. So the idea is to join your master gear up to the other players so you can turn yours and get theirs moving.
Yes, so you can't move diagonally. So
you can move diagonally.
Can you?
Yes.
Oh.
Ignore Nathan, you can move diagonally.
Sorry, I haven't played this very much. So pretty much you keep on moving your gears. You can only spin your master gear once in the entire game and vice versa. So
for example, this is obviously wouldn't be this easy, but if you got it all hooked up, or you thought you did, and you turn your master gear, that's actually going in the wrong direction.
You lose.
That's it. Game over. The other person wins.
You need to you need to basically figure out if one gear turns another gear, which way it's going to end up turning the master gear of the other player.
Exactly.
Which can get very tricky when you've got, quite a few gears sort of, like here, and you're like, oh, which way do I turn? You're like, oh, goodness me, I have turned the gear the correct way. I win.
Yes, exactly. So when you think you're ready at the end of your turn, you turn it. If you get the other person's gear to turn, you've won. If you don't, game over, too bad.
So it's very punishing.
Yeah, you get one chance only.
It reminds me a little of Downfall, a Milton Bradley game, where you had to get the tokens to fall down a certain order, and if you got the wrong order sent down, you lose automatically.
Yes, I like that one though. We actually have that, so we might do that one day too.
This one, there are just better games out there to play.
I agree. But we'll still put the instructions down below if that is something that, you're interested in and you've picked it up without the info.
Alright, we're coming in for a Crusade.
Ooh, here it is.
Kaleidoscope Classic Crusade. It's not over till the challenge is solved. So I remember playing this quite a few times with Laura when we were first dating, and
and you didn't like it.
No, I was trying to build the end puzzle, which we'll explain after, in such a way that I was trying to do it in the hardest possible setting without actually realising it. So that sort of turned me off a little bit of the...
I really like this game, to be perfectly honest. That is the back of the box. It's actually quite a heavy one.
Yeah, the quality of the pieces is very good.
This is like something that you would find at a fancy gaming store, not just at
Mind Challenge, which I think was one of those sort of specialty game stores.
Not something you're going to walk into like your Target or Kmart or Big W or whatever and just find.
I'm not sure if we're going to post the instructions or not. I'll leave it up to Laura since she's the one that does the scanning.
It's quite a long one. So the idea of this game is to build a puzzle. We'll need to probably get the pieces out to kind of show you what that looks like. Whoa. It's a very big board. I forgot how large it was. So you move around the board and you want to collect your pieces to build your puzzle. So here, for example, that's a piece. So that you look at the red and black sections and you get a piece that shape for your
Basically,
puzzle.
pick up Tetris shaped pieces.
Yeah, that's probably a good way of describing it. So you need to pick up all of your pieces. So you've got one this shape, a square, you know, a 3-line, and so on and so forth around the board.
I will
to be able to
mention
complete the final puzzle.
That it's almost like there's 2 games in one in this one. So the first one, like Laura's saying, you got to go around the massive board. You got to pick up every single piece. And you got to avoid the hazards and things like that. And the second part, which I'm sure Laura was just about to say, was once you've collected all your pieces, you then get a picture card, which you then have to build using said pieces.
Yes. So it's a little bit all over the place. As you can see in our box, there are 3 different difficulties. So there's the green cards, which have puzzles that hopefully we can get to focus. No. I'm so sorry. That's really blurry.
There we go.
Okay, so the easy ones look like this. So you've got to complete the entire puzzle, and this one's called Rooftop. So supposedly this is meant to look like some rooftops.
Apparently.
Some of them do, some of them don't look like what they say. The easy ones give you a hint of which pieces you might want to put where. Well, which pieces you probably should put there to start off with to try and complete this. Then they go up in difficulty from there. There's orange and I think red.
Which is this one.
Thank you.
Laura's a little colourblind and these are very similar colours.
Yes. So then we have the orange, which have the same puzzles as the green.
But they don't have the outline.
The hint, yeah,
No.
to get you started. And then the red ones are just frustrating.
Well, the red ones don't even have, like, they're missing a whole lot of extra
info that you probably want. So there's a whole lot of different cards. So if you do like the game, I mean, you can play this over and over again. Let's face it, there's a lot of puzzles in there.
So here are a couple of pieces. They're like sort of translucent dice.
So those are the playing pieces.
They're actually really nice little translucent plastic. I really like the actual pieces in it.
Yeah, they are nice. And I like the dice too. As you said, they're translucent as well. So let's just get these out of the way. So there are 4 different colours that you can play as. So it's a 4-player game. Or up to 4, I should say. And this is, let's look at this one since it's already actually in there with a puzzle solved by the look of it. Whoever was green last time won.
Probably me.
So it's got a foam like backing board, which, do you want to just show what it looks like under the pieces on that one? Nathan's just tipping them all out. It just looks like that underneath.
Yeah.
So you collect each of your pieces, as we said, and then when you complete it, so if you're the first person to get all your pieces, you pick up a card and you have to start making this.
And it's a race to the finish, so
whoever else is still on the board actually keeps playing the board game part of it.
even if it's a 2-player game and Laura happens to have gotten all her pieces and starts building her
Puzzle.
I just keep rolling
Yep.
constantly until I get my pieces.
So the idea is Nathan wants to either try and get his pieces so he too can sit and do like the next puzzle on the next card, or
Take pieces away from you.
exactly, so you can remove them from another player, and then obviously I have to stop doing my puzzle because I'm missing a piece or 2. So that's the aim of the game, essentially.
The aim of the game is collect all your pieces and then pick up a puzzle card and complete the puzzle as fast as possible.
Yeah, so on the board there are a few different spaces that can ways to get pieces for yourself, ways to take them away from others.
You can steal from people, you can swap and things like that.
Yep. It can be a really long game.
And that is mainly because it's very easy to miss some pieces on the board.
Yes.
They're very, like for instance, there's
an individual piece somewhere here that's only made up of one square. Obviously you have to land exactly on that one space to get it.
Or pick up a space that says pick up any piece that you require.
Exactly,
but
yeah.
it can get a bit tedious in that sense, especially if you've got more than 2 players.
Yes. The other thing that can affect it, obviously, is how good you are at puzzles. I actually played this once with a very, very smart group of people, all probably smarter than I was, and one of them in particular did the puzzles in about 10 seconds. so no one else had any hope, but it was still fun.
I mean,
so.
me and you, I think, are fairly matched in our puzzle prowess, if we're both on the same deal.
Prowess, yes.
But yeah, if you're playing with someone either very smart or maybe not quite as smart,
yeah,
you might get either someone that's a really short game or it's a very long and frustrating game.
Yes, that's true. So the levels of the cards as well, you can decide how you want to use those. So if you have people of different maybe levels of sort of puzzle worthiness playing,
give them the hard ones and you take the easy ones.
Well, you can pick, or you can all play from the same deck, or you can shuffle them all together and let fate decide. That's what it says at the end of the instructions. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I really enjoy this one. Nathan, not so much.
No, it's better than Power Game.
Yes, I would say definitely. But I like this one, so that's not surprising that I would say that.
Oh,
and our
boy.
last one for this video, Mastermind, which a lot of people probably have already heard of.
Now, I will mention, I'm now banned from playing this game with Laura and my grandfather because they're both colourblind, and I don't cheat, but I make it frustratingly hard for them.
Yes, so I'm not fully colourblind, can I just say?
No.
It's more a male thing, so I'm only partially colourblind, which I didn't know was possible, but yes, it is. So Nathan makes it difficult. He'll use like the red and the pink and like the orange over and over.
Yeah, so I'll make maybe a pink, red, pink or something, and because Laura can't determine generally what colour's what, she'll keep
I get confused, basically.
And my grandfather, who's very, very smart and usually doesn't get angry, got very angry with me one day and said he refused to play it with me anymore. And that was when I was like 8, so...
Yeah, Nathan likes to make it hard.
Anyway,
so how you play, you can play this as 2 players or up to 5, I think it is. So you get this, and this is where you set your puzzle. So you move the little dials on the side and pick your 4
so there's
sequence. It's a bit hard to see, actually.
I can't remember what they call this. So there's basically a mastermind who sets the
puzzle.
The coordination. Then you've got the lackeys or peasants trying to guess the colours.
Yes. So if it's just a 2-player game, which is obviously what we would play, one person does that, and the other person puts that in there and has these. So they then use all the coloured pegs and say they want to guess. I think Nathan set, blue, orange, green. You can't actually use the same colour twice in the base game. That is a variation of the game that's in the instructions. Then Nathan will check how close I got with my guess of what I think he said it as.
There's 3 options. There is, you got nothing right, nothing happens, go again until you get some colours right. Then there's right colour but wrong position.
Yeah, so say the orange, for example, there is an orange in what Nathan has set, but it actually is on this side, not where I've put it.
I believe it goes...
This side. Pulls out this, and he can say, I have 1 colour that's there, but not in the right place.
Or, for instance, if you had the orange and it was supposed to be here, you got 1 not in the place, but the green, correct colour and correct space, so you'd go...
Well, the other side, this obviously goes all the way out to 4, but if you get this side with 4, then you've obviously guessed the puzzle.
So then the person trying to guess would then put another row in, obviously basing their next guess on what is given.
Yeah, so if I've got one in the right place, I would go, maybe I think it's like the blue one, for example, and I'd keep on guessing.
And you'd pretty much keep on going, and the aim is to obviously get the correct combination and the least amount of guesses.
Before you get to the end as well.
And then you just lose.
Yeah, basically. For the 2-player game, it's pretty much that. For a larger game, larger group of people, each person takes it in turns doing the puzzle with a different person setting, like being the mastermind every time. And there's actually a scorecard. This is the only scorecard you get. It's actually on the back of the instruction manual, which I think is really weird.
You need to photocopy it.
Don't write on it, otherwise you're done. That's the only one you get. For the scoring, I've never really played with a group, to be honest.
And I never scored either, to be honest. I've just played to try and guess.
Yeah, me too. So for the scoring, though, it depends on what you get right. So each person takes it in a turn to make a guess up the rows. And for example, so if you are the mastermind and the code breakers don't guess, you get a certain amount of points depending on how many people are playing the game. And for every time you get like either the red side or the white side pulled out, you get different points for that as well. So again, not something I've ever really played, so I'm not that familiar with that side of it.
I can't even remember that being in the earlier versions, but
there are a lot of different editions of this. This is one of the more modern ones that
I will mention about this modern edition. So functionally, it's the same as ones from like 20, 30 years ago, however old it is. It's very ugly. I don't like the design of this one at all.
Okay.
I had
I knocked the camera there.
I had a square one that was like this, and it just looked nice. This just, yeah.
I like this though. So this section under here, it can actually spin. So if you are playing with like 4 or 5 people, it'd be like, oh, I've had my turn. There you go, next person, and you just spin it around a table. I
Yeah,
like that function of it.
But you could just, you know, I don't know.
That's not as pleasant. This is much more fun. Whee!
So yeah,
So that's Mastermind.
Yeah, and we're never playing it because Laura, I can't help myself. I have to be nasty. This is one of the, this and battleships.
Yeah.
Battleships, I stack my ships on top of each other or stack them off the board, and
So he cheats. That's called cheating.
I'm generally pretty good, but it's just a couple of games that it's just too tempting
to cheat.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is our last game for this video. If you enjoyed watching, give us a thumbs up. Let us know, have you played 1, 2, 3 or none of these games, and what do you think of them? Hit subscribe and check out the link down below to our food review channel and the instruction manuals as well.
Look at that image. Look how happy. Look at the eyes she's given that bloke.
I like that they have an observer.
Hey, can I play next?
I wouldn't want to watch anyone play this game.
Just make a move. Okay. Bye for now.
Thanks for watching.